We're going to see a lot of brand new characters in Bluey's 4th season, which is set to be released later this year.
Yeah!
Are you ready to meet the new relatives and friends of the Healer family who will be appearing in the show's special episodes?
Ready for takeoff?
It's confirmed that at least one new cousin of the little blue pup is coming, and most likely we're talking about a boy. This makes a lot of sense because Aunt Brandy's first child needs to bring a fresh dynamic to the story. That's because Bluey and Bingo only have girl cousins, so it's time to change that. Let's call this new cousin Ben. He will already be born at the beginning of Bluey's new season, and in fact, the very first episode of season 4 might be about Bluey and Bingo visiting the newborn at the hospital. Of course, there won't be much time for Ben to grow up and become a well-developed character right away, which is why there will probably be a time skip, just like in the episode Surprise when we met Bluey's puppy. Another cousin joining the series is the child of Frisky and Uncle Radley. Let's imagine she'll be a girl named Rosa. This character will be born at the very end of the season, but you don't have to wait that long to see our video, so grab your popcorn because Cinewave is starting now. Next season will feature a Father's Day episode where all the dads in the show will gather for a big celebration. This party will take place at the neighborhood street fair where Bluey lives, and we'll see Bandit, Stripe, Pat with his son Lucky, Marcus, Honey's dad, and Frank, Chloe's dad. In this episode, the whole gang will put on a theater play filled with dance choreography and an emotional storyline. But amidst all this happiness, one character will feel sad: Judo. Our favorite Chow Chow will go through a tough moment, thinking her dad won't be at the party. But the big surprise of the episode is that Judo's dad will arrive in Brisbane to visit his daughter. The whole story will revolve around Bluey's neighbor, teaching us how a family works when parents live apart. This is important because the Healer family is going to go through a divorce, but we'll talk about that later. Judo's dad will turn out to be a really cool guy who loves his daughter but lives in another city, which is why we've never seen him before. His name will be Nando, and he'll be the type of dog who enjoys working out, so he and Bandit will definitely become great friends. In the same Father's Day episode, we'll also meet the Terriers' dad. A lot of people think he's that homeless guy who appears in the episode The Quiet Game, but that's not the case. Bluey is a show that would definitely avoid that kind of controversy. The idea of the Terrier's dad being a character who struggles with homelessness could be problematic for the audience. The Terrier's dad will be named Scott. He's a Scottish Terrier who loves adventures, travels the world, and definitely passed on his energetic spirit to his pups. We know that Coco has 8 siblings, and we could talk about all of them here, but we're going to focus on her sister Donna. She appears in the family photo on the left side. This character will show up in an episode where Coco gives us a look into her daily life with the people she lives with. Donna will be a psychology student and will be introduced into the series because our protagonist is going through a bit of a teenage crisis. Bluey and her friends are growing up, which means all the help they can get is welcome. It's also been theorized that this character will be Alfie's girlfriend, the toy store clerk from the Quiet Game episode. Of course, this is just a theory for now, but they seem like an interesting couple. Would you like to see more couples in Bluey? Comment #love so we can get to know each other. Do you know Uncle John? He's Aunt Brandy's husband, the father of cousin Max, whom we'll also meet during season 4. Many fans thought Chili's sister was going to be a single mom, but that's not what our information suggests. The reason behind this is that Aunt Brandy always dreamed of becoming a mother. To make that dream come true, she had to find a partner, which is why it's hard to believe Chili's sister would be raising a child alone. Uncle John is going to be a really cool guy, and we think he might resemble Grandpa Mort. He's probably a soldier or a police officer, and who knows, maybe even a scout who loves fishing. But one thing is almost certain: Uncle John will take his nieces on an adventure in the woods. Bluey's teacher Calypso definitely has a family, we just haven't met them yet, and fans strongly believe that her husband might actually be another teacher at Bluey School. The theory is that Calypso has a husband named Ulysses. We believe Ulysses will be Bluey's new teacher, while Calypso will start teaching Bingo, who will be moving up to the older kids' school. It would be cool if Ulysses also had powers like Calypso, appearing in students' visions and giving them wise advice. Bluey will meet Calypso's husband in the next season because our protagonist is growing up, and his presence will be important since his advice will introduce new challenges, like first love and even losing friendships. Remember Chili's boss, the one she wanted to freeze with the magic xylophone in the very first episode? We all know Chili isn't too fond of him, but this character might end up living right next door to the Healers. How? Simple. He could be Wendy's next boyfriend. This character has only been mentioned once in the show, but there's always a chance he could appear someday. Let's call this dog Max. He's an Akita and will show up in an episode set at the airport where Chili works. This will likely be a continuation of the moment when Judo's dad appeared for the Father's Day event. When Judo and her mom go to the airport to see Wendy's ex-husband off, the healer's neighbor will end up meeting a new love interest. While her former partner is leaving, Chile's boss will get closer to Wendy, and by the end of the season, we'll find out that the two are officially together. Chile's mom is definitely going to appear at some point. We're getting a Bluey movie in 2027, and Marta could be the big surprise of the film. However, since Bluey's 4th season will be released before the movie, we believe she'll make her debut at the end of the new episodes. Let's be clear, Marta is the name we affectionately gave this character since her real name hasn't been revealed yet. One thing that seems almost certain is that Chile's mom will be a surprise addition to the story when Aunt Brandy's baby is born. She'll likely appear in a very special flashback, giving us an entire episode dedicated to her. Brandy and Chile will have an episode showing their past with their mother, and when Bluey's aunt experiences a moment of fear with her baby, she'll remember the mother who always protected her. And you know what you need to remember? To subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications! Remember the bridesmaid standing next to Chile at Frisky's wedding? She doesn't look much like Uncle Radley's wife, but that doesn't mean the two couldn't be half-sisters. There are many different kinds of families, and adopted siblings are pretty common. In fact, Uncle Radley himself might not even be a full sibling to Bandit or Stripe. That bridesmaid was definitely someone very close to Frisky. Since Chile, Frisky's best friend, was already taking the spot beside her at the altar, the other chosen one had to be a relative. We believe her name is Marie, Frisky's older sister, and we'll get to know her better next season when Bluey's godmother has a baby. This character might not appear in many episodes, but a fun way to bring Marie into the story would be if she had a job that contributed to the pup's adventures. Maybe she's a surfer who takes Bluey to the beach. One of the things that might unfortunately happen is Aunt Trixie and Uncle Stripe getting divorced. We all know their marriage is full of arguments, and maybe it's because some couples just aren't meant to be together. It's really sad, but Wendy's marriage with her ex-husband and all the drama with Judo have already shown that Bluey isn't afraid to explore more mature themes. And within the healer family, we might see a separation happen. This also means both of them will be single again. As for Uncle Stripe, he'll eventually find a new girlfriend, and we think it could be Marge, the friend of Chile's who got sick during the Quiet Game episode. Uncle Stripe will meet her at a family party where Chile invites some of her friends. At first, this relationship will be tough for Muffin to accept, but that just means we'll all be watching closely. When it comes to the Dalmatian family, the biggest mystery is Chloe's little brother. He appears in a few episodes, like when Bandit takes his daughters out or during the Bob Bilby episode in the shopping mall scene. A lot of people thought the Dalmatian pushing the baby stroller wasn't Chloe's mom, but that's actually not true. In the Spy Game episode, she appears alongside her husband, Frank, Chloe's dad. Since we know that Bluey and Bingo will be growing up in the new season, Chloe's younger brother will also start showing up more, running around and playing. The pup might not be able to talk just yet, but he'll probably be walking on all fours, just like Socks did in the early seasons. Depending on how big the time jump is in the next episodes, we might even see Chloe's little brother attending Calypso school. Along with Chloe's little brother, we also need to meet Indy's younger sister. We know this character was born prematurely and had to stay in the hospital for a while. It's unclear if that affected her health, but probably not. Let's call Indy's sister Monica. She might be a pup who's quite different from the rest of her family. For example, she might want to eat meat. This could be a controversial topic, but not everyone finds it easy to follow a vegan diet. Not that it's a bad thing, but if Monica doesn't want to be vegan, it could create an interesting storyline involving Indy's family. An even better story is knowing that when the next season of Bluey comes out, along with the new episodes, our channel will be bringing even more deep dives and analyses. Season 4, and maybe even Season 5, are going to be the best ones yet. Until then, you can stick around with us. We've picked out 2 more videos for you to watch. See you in the next video.